Fairy Guanhan is the nation's wife, but she insists on being my wife. But when she told me about her admiration, I looked embarrassed. As a result, the fairy is in a hurry. Wait a minute. If you would like to be my husband, then I'll tell you the secret between us. And I was originally the 7 Kills Demon Lord, but he perished with the enemy in the Millennium War. But when I opened my eyes again, but found that it went back 50 years. Don't worry, wife. I will definitely live a good life with you from now on. And she just threw me off. Liu Hanyan, did you murder your husband? I looked at familiar and unfamiliar scenes. Have I traveled back in time? Broken memories are slowly pieced together. Husband, promise me you must come back safely. I promise you I won't leave you. But I was trapped by demons in the war. I didn't expect the dignified 7 Kills Demon Lord to have today. I looked at the crowd with a sneer. If so, then let's die together. Suddenly, I sat up in bed. What was going on? I'm not dead. You finally woke up. Come with me. We will see you in our store. And I asked the fairy where this place was. This is the flying boat to Wentianzong. Keep up. The owner has been waiting for you for a long time. And I followed the woman out the door, looking at a rather familiar environment. I actually went back in time. This is where Liu Hanyan saved me. Although she later became my wife, but at this point, she doesn't know me. Suddenly, the door was slammed shut. You are Zhao Yifeng. Fairy Guanhan of Wenqian sect is as cold and arrogant as snow, beautiful as ice. It is the most beautiful the girl in the fairy world. I don't know how many men in the world have fascinated by the beauty of her. All is ignored by her, but over the years. But few people even know her real name. So how did you get my name? And I quickly explained with her. I know about that. It's kind of crazy to say. But you must believe. I traveled back from the future. And the reason I know your name. Is it because I am your husband? As a result, Liu Hanyan's face was instantly gloomy. Give you one more chance to tell the truth. And I feel helpless. She used to react like this every time she angry. And I bite the bullet and continue to explain my wife. I really didn't lie to you. Your favorite fruit is banana. Most afraid of snakes. You were bitten by a dog when you were mortal. And your baby name is Hanyan. It was your father who found a fortune teller. As a result, Liu Hanyan was furious. Shut up. Invisible hands hold my throat and can't move. You investigate me so carefully. You must be an undercover agent sent by the demon cult. Say, who appointed you? I mean it. You are the congenital cold people. Cultivating the Bingson art, instead of cultivating the techniques of the Wenqian sect. Liu Hanyan is vigilant. My technique. Only me and my master know. How could it leak out? Is it the master? I didn't expect you to be able to find out even this kind of secret. It seems that I can only kill you first. Find information in your head. But my next sentence. But let her palm stay in the air. Your thigh. Have a red birthmark that looks like a teardrop. Then I was suddenly released and fell to the ground. And I was gasping for air. This can't be an undercover agent. This information you can only see. As a result, her expression turned red. What else do you know? And I slowly stood up. I also know, there is an ice lotus mark on your right chest. It was formed by the Bingson art you practiced. This practice is what your master asked you to practice. He is actually eluding cultivation method. If you practice this skill once, you lose your body. All skills will be instilled into your master. You later discovered your master's conspiracy. So you tried to kill him. Then hiding became an accident. Deceived everyone. This is the current owner of Fixui, Fairy Guanhan. That is, my wife, Liu Hanyan. Fairy Guanhan couldn't sit still any longer when he heard this. Frightened expression on face. After a moment of silence, the cold fairy asked, what else do you know? She is turned into a shy girl. Unless I say these things myself. Otherwise, no one can know. You said you were from the future. What happened to our future selves? And I sigh heavily, remembering the unforgettable future. It's a chaotic time like never before in 1,000 years. From 50 years later, A new war begins. Fire and smoke everywhere. The fourth hall of Wentianzong was destroyed. Crimson Sky Cult sentenced to the Devil Cult. Luoshumen exists in name only. 2 abbots died. And I was falsely accused by a demon sect and run away in the name of betray. But I met you by mistake. After the conclusion of the Taoist Day, we decided to retreat together. Don't ask about the world, but the enemy has arrived. Then I perished with each other. I thought I would never see you again in this life. But I didn't expect to open my eyes again. It's back to the time when you saved it. Hun Yan sees you again. I'm very happy. And she herself was deeply shocked by my words. After a while, the maids were talking outside. I don't know what the owner is looking for him for. Just ask something. And the owner's attitude towards men. It's not that you don't know. What's more, a mortal. And now in the room. This is the improvement method you mentioned. That's right. This is when I spent 3 years with you. An improved version of the Binkson art. Liu Hanyan took a closer look. Sure enough, the path of this meridian. Many of them are only available through ice sleep. Not ordinary people can be cultivating. Yes, lady. You are really smart. This technique is tailor-made for you. Not only more powerful, and it is no longer like the perverted technique of your master. With it, back then our married life didn't have to let you waste. As a result, Liu Hanyan looked ashamed and angry. What do you mean? Who is your wife? Even if you are from the future, who said you're Liu Hanyan and I must be the same person? Yeah, maybe it's just me from another world. She and I'm not the same person. I looked at my lovely wife and was speechless for a while. Even the theory of parallel worlds has come out. Your brain hole is quite big. Then let go of the problem in your hand. There's some truth to what you said. Maybe you're not my wife. Liu Hanyan didn't expect me to admit it truthfully. And I was like, you know what? This technique for improving exercise is for my wife. I won't give it to outsiders. Liu Hanyan was so angry that she didn't know what to say. What's the matter, Miss Liu? Do you want to rob me and my wife's token of love? As a result, Liu Hanyan just left in anger. Who cares? I'll figure it out myself. And I got up. I was kidding. In fact, it's not impossible for you. I'll give you the technique. What do you think of me as a true disciple? As a result, Liu Hanyan directly refused. Our Fixui pavilion is all women. How can I let you in? Then we have nothing to talk about. Then deliberately pretend that the conversation has broken down. Then don't disturb the owner, saying that he is about to go out. We have nothing to do with each other after I leave here. As a result, when I left immediately, Liu Hanyan gritted his silver teeth and popped out one words. Stop. And I had the look of success on my face. I can let you in my door. But you can't do anything wrong, otherwise, I won't forgive you. Pause for a moment. Again, our relationship. You can't tell anyone. And I said, yes. So, what should you do now? And I left with a face full of excitement. I immediately went to write the technique. After flying boat is suspended, everyone looked at the sect standing on the top of the mountain. Shocked face. Is that where the fairy live? Liu Hanyan announced at this moment. That is my sect, Wentianzong. All of you have been selected this time. It is suitable for disciples who enter our sect. Before entering the sect, you also need to test the spiritual root qualification. Which case can you enter Wentian sect after that? It's up to your luck. In the crowd, a young man is looking for Zhao Yifeng's figure. He was startled by my sudden appearance. Where did you go? I haven't seen it all the way. Zhao Yifeng said, I went to apologize to the fairy. Then he whispered, Zhao Feng. I just asked around. Except we saved halfway. Everyone else is highly qualified. If you are not qualified, you will be kicked out. I reassured him. Cultivating immortals is not only about talent, but also about chance. The boy was relieved. And I thought to myself, of course, you kid has a chance. Who would have thought? You are the most fierce of this batch of disciples. But this time, I was prepared in advance. Let's go to the spiritual root test. A moment later, the owner of the 9 Great Hall arrived. Everyone saluted, and I look at Liu Hanyan. Don't forget. Liu Hanyan said, I will not forget. An old man raises his hand. Welcome to Wenchen sect. I am the sect master of Wenchen sect. Guangling. You little friends are geniuses from all over the world. All meet the entry requirements of our sect. But before that, I will test the spiritual root qualification. Then a spiritual object appeared in front of me. This object is Zelini, and Lingen's qualifications are divided into 4 grades: A, B, C, D. In front of the name being read. The next second, a little fat man stepped forward to test. Next, Jiang Linheng. Fairy Guanhan doesn't know what level of spiritual root qualification that guy has. It would be nice to have a root. After that, I will easily let him join Fixui Pavilion. And all of a sudden, there was a commotion. Zhao Yifeng's friend is a root qualification. He looked dumbfounded. Is this fake, or am I dreaming? Guangling is very happy to see this. I didn't expect this time. Can you meet such a disciple with good aptitude? Guanhan junior sister, I heard that this disciple was brought by you halfway. One of 2. And then, it was Zhao Yifeng's turn to check. And I look embarrassed. I didn't expect to have to go through it again. Then put your hand on it again. And 2 big characters appeared. E-root qualification, lowest level. Senior brother Zealand on the side was also very shocked. The crowd became even more noisy. Didn't you say that everyone here is genius? Why is there an E-root qualification here? And the senior brother on the side suggested to test again. I turned it down. I know that I'm waste. This is hard for the senior brother. A big question in my head. And I looked at Yi Juicy in the crowd. How to show off, genius? Am I more cool than you? But the latter is apologetic, and I told him not to think about it. Cherish talent. Besides, am I the kind of person who needs qualifications? Suddenly, I felt a bad look behind me. Looking back at this person, I quickly laughed. It seems that she is very angry. Liu Hanyan is also depressed. I didn't expect this guy to have such aptitude. At this time, Su Chanyi, the owner of Wuya Pavilion, scolded angrily. Which bastard took the money? A guy with this kind of aptitude is also stuffed into the sect. Liu Hanyan on the side said slowly, this person is recommended by me. Do you have an opinion? And Master Su one has a grumbling face. Even senior sister, you shouldn't bring this kind of disciple back. Didn't you check it out before? Liu Hanyan said she had forgotten. Definitely next time. This could make Master Su tremble with loyalty. On the other side, Bai Yunzhen Ren, the owner of Danding Pavilion, snickered. Senior brother Su seems to be in a hurry. He's not in a hurry. Each pavilion selects disciples according to the 5 major competitions in previous years. Wuya Pavilion last place. That is to say, unless we pull down and drive people out. Otherwise, that disciple is definitely his. And this time, I am building a good relationship with the siblings around me. Did not realize the seriousness of the matter. Lingen also tested this matter. There are 78 disciples in total. So, next, let's choose disciples according to the actual rankings from martial arts competitions. First, junior brother Guangwei. Next is my own Tai Kai Pavilion. Then the Fixui Pavilion in 3rd place. And the joy in my heart is finally here. As a result, when the girl came to me, I didn't expect to pass me directly. And there I am. And I'm not calm about this anymore. Could it be that after a while, everyone finished recruiting disciples? Just leave me standing there. Same as last life. Is that guy going to break her promise? Guangling reminded junior brother Su from the side at this time. Finally, it's your turn. But there's only one left. No need to choose. Master Su looked angry, and he resolutely refused to choose. You did it on purpose. Suddenly, Liu Hanyan stood up. Since junior brother Su doesn't want it, just let him in my pavilion. After all, I recommended him. Then I should be responsible for him. Wenchen sect will keep his word. Guangling in the back looked surprised. Isn't it Fixu Pavilion all female disciples? Senior brother, the Wenchen sect always keeps its promises. more than just subduing people, but also upholds the morality of the sect. So what if root qualification is lower? The world of cultivation has been so many years. It's not a person without a spiritual roots, but successful in practice. Just a disciple. I can afford. But if you drive out the disciples who have agreed to enter the door, you have to face yourself and take the right path. The owner on the side also echoed. This is the style we should have. Not so many people. Master Su listened to the ridicule around him. Angry face turned purple. Suddenly, there was an angry shout. My Wuya pavilion doesn't need anyone else to help raise disciples. Isn't he just a spiritual root? I will make him a personal disciple. Gwangling in the rear was also surprise. Liu Hanyan on the side hurriedly stopped. Obviously, it was me first. Haven't you already selected disciples in Fixui Pavilion? Gentlemen, my Wuya Pavilion is the weakest. But I also have my own dignity, even if there is only one disciple left. That was also the event in which my Wuya Pavilion selected disciples. Zhao Yifeng, I'm select you. Liu Hanyan on the side is also a panic. Don't blame me, I tried my best. And I myself was full of question marks at this time. What the hell is going on here? After a while, the main peak of Wuya Pavilion. Don't worry. Come to our Wuya Pavilion. I won't let others bully you. And the next minute, my shoulder was broken. Brother Shang Tian hurriedly tried to save my shoulder. Brother's personality is still the same as before. He has no idea how strong he am. Speaking of which, in my last life, I also entered the Wuya Pavilion. But it took 20 years. Only then did he become an official disciple. At that time, the senior brother Shang, who was responsible for teaching me to practice. But this time, thanks to my wife, I have become a true disciple. That's not bad. The other side of the guest room. Dad, are you really bringing me a little junior brother? Master Su sighed helplessly. We were too hasty at that time. I feel regret. I object. You accepted little junior brother in front of so many people. Su Mie Qin said angrily. His wife, Lin Zian, also said, I think it's good to take in a disciple. Don't you also say that although this child is a little less lucid, but mentally mature? Rest assured, I will help you teach him. Suddenly, Brother Shang shouted outside the door. I have brought my little junior brother Zhao Yifeng here. And after Zhao Yifeng said goodbye to senior brother Shang, he skillfully pushed the door open and walked straight. Disciple Zhao Yifeng pays tribute to the master and wife. And senior sister, Wenshan sect is divided into outside disciples, inside disciples, and true disciples. Zhao Yifeng did not expect that he would become a disciple, true by mistake. True disciples are the highest level of disciples, and will get advanced techniques and many resources, although there is a mental method from the previous life. But this aptitude, cultivation, is still very slow. Gotta think of another way. And there was a knock on the door. Who will come at this time? And I got up and I walked for the door. And as soon as the door was opened, a lion monster roared at me, and I'm a little speechless. Senior, sister, do you have anything to do with me? As a result, Su Miaking was very confused. Why don't you react at all? Everyone else was scared by Zhao Bai. And I'm sensible too. Then close the door. Senior, sister, wait a minute. So I opened the door again. It scared the life out of me. Sister, do you think this is okay? Su Mie Qin hasn't recovered yet, but it's okay. And then she says, no. Forget it. I came to you for confirmation. After a while, I went to my senior brother's teaching class. Junior sister, junior brother, haven't caught up with the cultivation course yet, right? Why did you bring him here? As a result, Su Miaking looked indifferent. If he don't know, I can teach him, right? And Zhao Yifeng said, no problem. In Su Mie Qin's heart, these people were forcing me to take courses before. Finally, here comes someone less talented than me. I'm sorry, little brother. Sister needs you to share the firepower. See, I don't object. The senior brother agreed and said, through hard work, one can compensate for both talent and shortcomings. The cultivation levels is divided into key, gathering realm, foundation establishment realm, core formation realm, nascent soul realm, deity transformation realm, void refinement, unity realm, grand Tao realm. There are 9 levels in total. Sumiyaking on the side had already begun to doze off. I learned all this myself. Now, you can be lazy. Anyway, the talent of the little junior brother must be very slow to learn. And she went to sleep. A moment later, junior sister Sue was awakened by senior brother shouting, "Next, I should test you." Yesterday, the swordsmanship taught by me. Sumie Keen felt surprised. Don't you have teach for the little junior brother? As a result, she followed my gaze. He's learned it all. And he has finished today's lesson. Sumiyaking thought she had slept for a century. As a result, the senior brother said that you only slept for half an hour. The junior brother's qualifications are not good, but he is extremely smart. Learn once and remember. This scared Sumiyaking into doubting her life. Half an hour? How is that possible? And Yifeng went up and asked senior sister what was wrong. As a result, he was dragged to the second senior brother to study the magic circle. She don't understand my reaction. She has arrived in front of Zhao Bai. The senior brother at the back is also very pleased. It seems that junior sister has been feeling danger. That's not bad. The so-called magic circle and magic basically have the same origin, producing results through zero-use ad hoc methods. We will start today with the most basic 8 diagrams array. The so-called Qiangua is the sky. Sumie Qin below is forcing herself. Never doze off. She is a senior. The senior brother who lectured also praised Mie Qin and worked very hard. On the contrary, junior brother Zhao seems to have a lot of doubts. Sumie Qin, who was by the side, was instantly refreshed. This profound knowledge. It's normal for junior brother to have something he doesn't understand. What's the problem? And I just stood up. I do have some doubts that I would like to discuss with you. You just said that Qian Gua is the Gua elephant of Liuyang Kiln, but I think in a moment. I never imagined that my junior brother would have such talent at such a young age. It's just that I thought it was too early to say that. Do you want to pursue the path of the magic circle in the future? Sumiyaking, you can ask your junior brother more. Sumiyaking petrified, baffled in place. On the way out, how can you understand what that old man is saying? Actually, there is something I don't understand. So I discussed it with him. But in my heart thought, I'm a demon lord, after all, one of the strongest. Therefore, these ideas are basic to me. But Sumie Qin was very angry. Why is my junior brother smarter than me? Junior brother must have the consciousness of junior brother. It seems that the only way to go. This is the actual combat class in charge of the 4th senior sister. But don't worry. 4th senior sister is mild-tempered. She's a wonderful sister. This will definitely earn back face. After all, we're not looking at savvy here. It's real cultivation. As a result, the woman in front of him directly refused. Sorry, I'm busy. Definitely next time. After being rejected by senior sister, I also plan to say goodbye and leave. And I'm ready to say goodbye. Joke? I'm an amateur who hasn't started key gathering realm. How to fight in real combat. Then he left quickly regardless of Sumiyaking's obstruction. Then she suddenly tripped. So she threw herself into my arms. It was also knocked down, together with the bookshelf at the back. Are you all right? Suddenly, junior brother suddenly felt a terrifying aura behind him. You want to take practical lessons, right? And we were livid with fear. Senior sister, aren't you busy? The door was suddenly closed. It doesn't matter, after all, I was free. On the other side, in Fixui Pavilion, Master, the next schedule is an appointment with. She said half of it was interrupted and pushed by Liu Hanyan. I have other business. Don't know that guy. How are you doing in Wuya Pavilion? She is Fairy Guanhan of the world, but she insists on being my wife. I clearly rejected her. But in order to serve me at night, the spirit entered my servant girl. but I ended up looking like a gentleman. Ladies, I have a wife. Please respect yourself. And just now, in the actual combat class of the 4th senior sister, I was beaten by my senior sister. The bones are falling apart. Suddenly, I heard someone knocking on the door. I looked at the woman at the door with a confused face. Young master, the servant was sent by the master to attend to you. I am Zhao Yu. And my face is full of composure, and so on. There was no such thing in the previous life. The next second, I blushed with shame. That's not good. As a result, she leaned even tighter despite my expression. So do you think this is good or bad? Her eyes narrowed, but countless thoughts crossed my mind. Something is very, very wrong. The next second, he pushed her away. Of course not. I am a married man. Please respect yourself. Then I quickly pushed her out. I want to do it myself. You just go out and do some chores. The woman didn't expect the guy to refuse. The next second she smiled. But it's not in vain that I made a special trip to concoct the drug desire for you. As the breeze blows, Zhao Yu opened her eyes again in a daze, looking at the scene in front of me with question marks. And I always feel that look just now. Definitely seen somewhere. The next second, a scheming face comes to mind. It must be Liu Hanyan. Fortunately, I react quickly. Having a Grand Dao Realm wife is really risky. But just pretend I'm still wondering. Why is she here? Medicinal water suddenly emits majestic spiritual energy. Could it be that Liu Hanyan did it? She has me in her heart. Then I quickly meditated to absorb the spiritual energy. I didn't expect my wife to be so cute. In Fixui Pavilion, I don't know why, the owner was in a very bad mood when she came back. 2 maids shivered at the door. Liu Hanyan in the room was furious. The whole room seemed frozen. She muttered. He can only increase 1 level. I added a precious pill to his medicinal water. If the medicinal pills were replaced by ordinary people, they would already be at the foundation establishment realm. How bad is this qualification? But I resent myself for using precious medicine for him. He is not my husband. Why am I worried about him? But in the next second, she forced herself. It must be to repay him for improving my technique. Well, it must be so. Master Su and his wife are also very surprised. The medicine doesn't work so well. Why can he rise 1 floor in 1 night? Thanks to the teachings of the master and wife. Big brother, congratulations again and again when he heard the news. Just lucky. Brat is nice. It seems to me that your talent is not bad. As a result, Brother Zhang's strength almost sent me away. In fact, the most puzzling thing is, I used the 3-in-1 technique method this time. Although the strength will be stronger, but the speed of cultivation will be slower than in the previous life. What did my wife add? Could it be that my cultivation talent has really improved? Fast forward 2 years later. Golden light in the pavilion. Su Miaking has broken through to the 7th stage of key gathering realm. She's very talented. It's up to us to help break through the realm. Compared to her, the other guy, Zhao Yifeng, is even more worrying. Master Su is also very angry. Su Miaking broke through. The first thing, just to announce the good news to the little junior brother. Congratulations to senior sister for leaving customs. Why is junior brother still the 4th stage of key gathering realm? And I was embarrassed and didn't know how to respond. Master Su in the rear, can't help it. 2 years. Do you know how I spent these 2 years? So many resources. Even a pig can cultivating faster than him. If it weren't for Lin Xian's persuasion, he can't help but beat up. The next second, the 2 of them left angrily. Su Miakin's 2-year retreat has long wanted to release her mood. Brother, let's go play. She didn't give me a chance to refute. Tie me straight. Stop practicing. Anyway, you practice so slowly. It's okay to practice a few days less. I'll take you to a nice place. Just as I didn't expect. The cultivation method that combines the technique of the previous life. Since it's so slow, I don't know what my wife fed me back then. Breakthrough overnight. Sumie Keen accelerated again. World. Slow down. I felt carsick for a while and then went to a mountain forest. Sumie Keen's beautiful face was hard to get rid of. Uncomfortable expression. I saw Behemoth appear in front of me, a ferocious face, like a demon in hell.